Good morning, everyone. Hey, we're here back with part two of our anniversary trip series with described our airline experience in the first video. I'm going to talk about our experience with Disney in the second video. I think I'm not going to mention the airline. If you want to learn more about that, you can watch the first part. Thank you to those of you who did watch the first part. I think we did get that airline's attention. They did respond to our post on X. Um, Full transparency, they did call. Actually, when we posted the video, they haven't called since they said they would review our case, but they did call and up the offer that they were going to provide us with we're now up to $100 flight credit per person and covering our snacks in Daytona, which is up from 75 a person. So again, a goodwill gesture on their part. So I'm just going to leave that out there. I really wanted to take this opportunity for this video and talk about Disney and the experience we had at Disney after our travel incident and how, really just kind of compare the two customer service aspects of both companies. I'm not going to mention the airline again. You can watch that in the first video if you want. I will link that video at the bottom of this chat here. Excuse me. But I wanted to share with you our experience. We'll just kind of pick up where we left off on Saturday. And we'll go from there. So Saturday, I'll just start when we were in Daytona. That's when we were diverted. I had to go get snacks. I'm working with our travel agent, who I will mention now is Kathy. She's from Small World Vacations. Very amazing. She helped us a ton, not only with just helping us rebook our cruise, which I will get into here in a bit. Excuse me. Originally, we were supposed to go on a 7-day trip on the Treasure, if you remember. If you watched that first video, we were unable to make that cruise, so that's why there's two videos. There's one video and then this one. So, but Kathy was amazing. Really helped us through that. Disney was amazing. Helped us through that process as well. So I just wanted to thank her for her help. I'll be talking about her a little bit here, but also wanted to just point out all the great things that we experienced at Disney and why we enjoy going there. We've been there probably 20 times. We live in Kansas, so we can't just go down the road and get there, but we do make an effort to get there probably once or twice a year now, between our cruises and just doing an actual Disney vacation. So um, so we left off Saturday. Kathy did find us a place to stay on Disney property. Last minute, if you're familiar with booking hotels at Disney property, that sometimes cannot be an easy task, especially the day of. She was able to get us a great room at Coronado Springs for about, I don't know, $250 for the night, in the Destino Tower. $250 is a lot of money. I agree with you. I mean, I'm sure some of you are going, man, that's a lot of money. But to stay in the Disney bubble, that's actually very reasonable. We had access to the transportation, getting the food, getting the parks, everything we needed to do there. So at that point, we really just wanted to open our bags and go to, grab some dinner and go to bed. But because it had been a long couple days. But as we were checking in, got to the Coronado Springs Resort, met a nice young lady. I did not grab her name, but I wish I had. She was very, very, very helpful. She had found out in our conversation it was our anniversary trip. While we were there, while she was checking us in, made us these awesome buttons, one for each of us. I'll point those out. Yep, there you go. That's us. 22 years of marriage. I have never really paid attention to buttons before in my entire experience at Disney. I will now, because we were wearing those, and everybody, I mean, it was probably 80% of the people, not just cast members, but visitors to the parks in our resort, were like, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. It was very, very cool to see. And from now on, I will definitely pay attention to that for people, because I want them to be recognized for what they've done. And they have all kinds of buttons for everything. So when you go, you'll see them, you'll experience this. But it was a really great thing she did for us. Made us feel very good. She took very good care of us, got us into our room, had a great room. She even called. If you remember, I was having difficulty getting more days at our resort, because now we're not leaving on Saturday. We actually were rebooked by Kathy on a cruise for Wednesday on the Fantasy. So it's Saturday, so we have to stay in Orlando for 4 days. Have to. It wasn't really it wasn't really a hardship, but it was fun to get to stay, but definitely not our original itinerary. And we were able to find uh, a room one night at our home resort, the Riviera, but we're not able to find a room for Monday and Tuesday night. So we have Saturday and Sunday covered, but we couldn't find anything for Monday and Tuesday at this point. The young lady at the desk at Coronado Springs called, tried to find a way for us to get a room. They had nothing available at that point. But she was still continually looking. And fortunately, that night when we were about ready to lay down after we watched the fireworks at Magic Kingdom from our room, which was pretty nice. Didn't even know that was going to happen, but we just happened to open the door and the fireworks were going off. So that was great. A lot of the resorts you actually can get that too. Just as a side note, you can see fireworks at some of the locations, some of the parks when they go off. So that's, when you're booking a room or looking for travel, that's something to definitely look at. We were able to get a room. I was able to get online and book a separate reservation at our resort for Monday and Tuesday night and leaving Wednesday. So our cruise transportation will pick us up Wednesday, take us to the port. We would get on the Fantasy. So we were very excited about that. So now we have a room for every day. It's two separate reservations. So we're at Coronado Springs Saturday night. We have to pack our bags, go to Riviera, and potentially pack our bags again to go to a different room the next two nights, Monday and Tuesday. So we stayed at Coronado, got up the next morning, went to the Riviera, which happened to be Father's Day. Our plan that day was to just go to Disney Springs, hang out, go visit some stores, just do the whole Disney Springs experience, and then go back to the room and kind of rest because it's been a pretty rough couple days. We get to our resort at Riviera. They're definitely expecting us. We get checked in. We met a nice man at the front desk, and this is the customer service that I'm talking about. This is not something you're going to get. I've never experienced it anywhere. So we get there, check in. This nice gentleman gives us a note. Sorry, I'm covering my face, but I want you to see this. After we check in, we go get in our room. We come back downstairs. He has written this note to us. I'll read it. I'll open it and read it for you. It was really not expected and not something we were looking for. But it's just the Disney thing. That's what they do. He was great. They were great. As soon as we got to the room, to the hotel, they knew who we were because we had missed the cruise. We had missed the boat that we were supposed to be on. But it was a great feeling. They did a very nice job. So I want to take the time to read this note. This is after we checked in the first day. He was able to, like I said, we had two separate reservations at the Riviera. He was able to combine those, make them one reservation, give us the same room the whole 3 days, so we weren't going to have to move our bags. Fortunately, we had booked the same type of room for both reservations, so he was able to just make that one. He was training another nice young lady who was earning her ears, which is another thing at Disney. If you don't know, they have a little thing that says, "I'm earning my ears," and sometimes the buses say that too. So it's, they're really out front about who's learning and who's trying to get all the Disney, magic down. So, but I wanted to read this note to you. Again, that's our resort. It says, "Welcome home," which if you're in DVC or you stay at a DVC resort, welcome home is how they greet you. That's just the standard greeting to kind of make you feel like you're home. That's where you're at for your stay. So it says, "Mrs. and Mr. Russell, we are so excited to have you here staying with us at Disney Riviera Resort. We wish you a good time in your Disney cruise. Please let us know if there's any way we can make your stay more magical and memorable. Your friendly concierge, Abdul." That made me want to cry. I'm not going to lie, because it'd been a stressful time. And That's just what they do. That's just Disney. We did not get that from the airline. We didn't get anything from the airline. And again, it's not about finances. It's about how you talk to people. And I was thinking about this as we were going through this process, and kind of the dichotomy between the two. And when you think about Disney, I can't honestly think I've ever heard any time at Disney where I've heard no. Has there been things we weren't able to do? Yes. But is it presented in such a way? It's like you go up to the blue tent in the park, or you ask your concierge, or you go to, on the cruise, and you go, hey, is there any way we can do this? Unfortunately, we're not able to provide that right now. Let me see what else we can do, right? It's not like just no. And there's something to be learned from that, I think. You know, Especially when you're there on a trip, um, you're trying to have a magical vacation, and you're trying to get there, and the airline has not been cooperative, I will say. But there were so many things there were so many opportunities there where some lessons could be learned from Disney. And um, I think that's what this video is about. It's about what they do better than everybody else, in my opinion. I think they do a great job with customer service, cleanliness. Does everything go perfect? No. Anybody who goes to Disney will tell you nothing is perfect at Disney. But it's how they handle the adversity, and how they handle the clients, and the customers and the cast members treat you. I mean, this button. I mean, every cast member, everyone that we interacted with, said something about this button. And I'm not talking just the people in our hotel. I'm talking Disney Springs, in the park. We went to Hollywood Studios one day. I mean, everywhere we went, our waiter, our whoever held the door, the person at the quick service counter, in the merch shop, everywhere they recognized that button. And obviously, what they trained on, that they know that's what they wanted. That's what they train on, and they want people to feel welcome. Again, very opposite of what we experienced with the airline. So not to get too deep into the details, because we are 12 minutes in, and I don't want this to be a 30-minute video, but stayed at Disney. Like I said, we went to Hollywood, had a great 3 days at our resort, great day at Coronado. It's a great resort if that's somewhere, if you're not in DVC and you want to stay somewhere on property, it's a fantastic resort. I would definitely recommend it. So we get to Wednesday, get on our transport to the ship, get to the ship, everything's great. Again, it's the same Disney service. You get on this, if you've never been on a Disney cruise, when you get on, they announce your name, make you feel very welcome. Uh, you know, get checked into your room, go do your thing. We went to both Disney Islands, which were both fantastic. Again, the crazy thing about a Disney cruise and the Disney Islands is the crew actually gets off the ship, does everything on the island. There's a few people who live on the islands and come transport to the islands, but for the most part, it's the crew of the ship who gets off the ship, makes your food, does the stuff. They load everything back on the ship. You get back on the ship, and then they go on to the next thing. And they do that at 2 different islands. So it's pretty amazing that logistically they do that. And again, it's super friendly. Uh, our wait staff was great. We went to all the picture opportunities we wanted to go to. They have tons of pictures, which brings me to my next button. We retired our buttons from the parks, so these buttons got retired when we got on the ship. Then we got these buttons. You probably cannot recognize the signature, but we took a picture with Mickey Mouse, Captain Mickey, actually. And Captain Mickey signed our pins and said happy anniversary from Mickey Mouse. So we got to wear those around the ship, which was more fun. Yeah, it seems like we kind of had a long anniversary, and we did. It was an anniversary trip. Our anniversary was officially that Friday of the cruise. We were on the cruise ship on Fantasy. But I just wanted to give you kind of a recap of that experience. I know I went into a lot of detail on the negatives, but I can't tell you how positive our experience was with the Disney staff, and really the cast members. They call them cast members there, which is really cool. And again, I think they've done this enough time for enough time. They know what they're doing. Is every interaction everybody has going to be what we have? No. Do we have interactions that may not be as magical? Maybe. Honestly, I can't think of a negative interaction that I've had with anyone there over the entire span I've been there. So um, it's hard to keep up that level of energy through an entire day with the amount of people that they see. I can only imagine, having to, you're navigating children and toddlers and young teens and adults and grandparents. And so there's a lot to go through, but I think they do an amazing job at Disney of trying to figure out the best way to help everybody that they can in as timely a manner as they can. And that's what I appreciate about them. They care. And if you stop any cast member, if they don't know the answer, they will find the person who does. It's not take a postcard and call somebody and hope they call you back. It's nothing like that. It's like, we will take care of it right now. And if we can't, we'll tell you what's going on to take care of it. And we'll be in communication with you through your app or your phone, call your room, whatever. So that's really kind of where I wanted to leave this video, on a positive note. All the great things that Disney did while we were there, at the parks, at the resorts, on the ship. Um, you know, I, 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 there's just not a better customer service experience that you'll have. I've never had one better than that at any time. I mean, every trip we take, it's just as good as the last one as far as the experience from the staff member, from the cast members. So I will leave it there. This will be the last video I post on social media. I'm just going to post everything now to the YouTube channel. Probably have Connie come on and we'll do some chatting about it. But I would really love to have any questions. I really just want to be here as a source of information and a connector to people who know. If I don't know, I will get you to the right person who does know. That's what this channel is going to be about. I'm not going to try to, I'm not a travel agent. I don't want to be a travel agent. I appreciate Kathy so much for helping me, because I don't want to be that person on a Saturday who's having to help somebody who's panicked about missing their ship, right? So I think what she did for us was amazing. I can't be more grateful to her and to Disney for what they did. I think there's definitely some lessons to be learned here. So anyway, content moving forward after this will just be posted to the YouTube channel. If you have questions, please post them, message me, and I will be happy to address those in any upcoming videos. Our next video will, I haven't decided what the topic will be yet, but I'll try to make it fun, interesting, give you some new information, and we'll go from there. But I hope everyone has a magical day, and thanks for hearing our two-part story on our little travel adventure for our anniversary. So take care.